Welcome back for another video. Today we're working on the Kingswood again. If you haven't seen this car before, there is a part one where we rescue the car, clean it up, do bits and pieces. Today's video is going to be a bit more of a mechanical side of things and getting it one step closer to being on the road again. I did a fair bit of work on this car and didn't film it because it's just all boring stuff, but I'll talk you through what I've done. I put all brand new tyres on it. I'm still waiting for new brakes, so I'm not going to do that in this video, I don't think, unless they turn up soon. And then, I basically just focused on the engine. So I've pulled the carby off, given that a really good clean, put that back on, done new spark plugs, new leads, and I've got everything today to give it a service. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to do oil flush, change the filter, and also put in new fuel filter and fuel lines, and flush out all the radiator and do all that. So hopefully by the end of this video, everything's all freshly serviced, starts up, runs, drives, won't stop because we're still waiting on the brakes. We'll get into it. Yeah, that'll do. I got some brand new tyres as well last week. Got the old Nang Kangs or whatever they are.
What's happened here? You've been doing a bit of testing on them.
I got stuck out in the grass, it was all muddy. So what I've got left to do is flush the motor out with the water and then flush the engine oil out. I've got a brand new filter and we've also got the pre-fuel line filter there and new hoses to go on, thanks to Dylan having some left over. So we'll just start doing that. Can you remember with your car how the filter went? Was it, because obviously that doesn't line up and that's not going to fit. Did it go?
Yeah, so I just had mine here and then I'll run it back. So either way it's a bit awkward, but I mean, the filter's not really meant to go there, but it saves it because I think they normally have them up on the side rail down further.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I just ran mine there so it stopped it stuffing up the fuel filter.
Yep. I'll just have to...
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to look pretty as long as it works. Should have used the angle grinder instead. That would have pissed a lot of people.
We're going to use the angle grinder a bit later. I couldn't find any springs for sale. Oh, they fell on the floor.
I did just get a... I didn't mean to, but I kind of... When you bent down, then my camera did go to...
Didn't mean to.
My camera did go to your arse a little bit.
Wouldn't expect any less from you. This hose is a little bit less than ideal. We're not really sure how they're meant to do it from factory. I'll have to look into it, but yeah, it's all offset, so it's a bit hard to make it sit nice. But for now, that'll be fine. And you should hopefully be able to get it running. I'll have to zip tie that up there maybe to hold that a bit. Should we see if it starts?
Yep.
I don't think I adjusted too much in the carby, but it might need maybe some fine tuning.
Okay.
Sorry, it's doing gear.
Literally almost take me out. Come on.
I'm sorry. Beautiful.
Still sounds cam.
Yeah, it's choked on still. What do you reckon? Should we do oil or radiator?
I reckon drop the oil.
Put oil out. Got most of it. I should have done this outside where it's less messy. Oh yeah, she's getting full.
They're still in the top.
Yeah, I know. Put that back in. Make sure that SCA sticker's on the back. So you don't... All right, I have just done a bit of shopping for the Kingswood and we're going to tackle lowering the rear a little bit. So this has a leaf spring set up in it. And the easiest way to lower it is to put some blocks in between the spring and the diff. So I didn't want to drop it too much. These are 50mm plates, which when you put a tape measure on the car, that puts the guard sort of, we're going to be tucking tyre, but it's not going to be like stupidly low to the ground, which is the sort of look I want to go to. I just want to have it sitting nice. So what we'll do is, these are cut to the right length already for the diameter of the spring hanger and the length that I want. I'll box off the ends just to make them a bit stronger with some of this plate. So basically just cut a little square out and weld it on each end just to give it a bit of strength. And then I've got some brand new bolts to go in. So these are the original ones, but because we're putting a 50mm block in, I've got bolts that are 50mm longer, but otherwise they're the same. So I'll start doing that welding. Well, cut some bits out, weld them on the ends, probably paint them up quickly, and then we'll get the car out, we'll jack it up, and we'll have to undo all the diff and slide those in, and it'll be a bit of mucking around, but it'll be worth it because it's going to be, well, it's going to look a lot nicer, a bit lower, so we'll get into it. Alright, here are our lowering blocks, all painted up. We've got the wheels off, they're under there, it's a bit of a safety thing if the car happens to fall off the jack stands, and that'll catch it. And I've unbolted all the diff, like it's all just sitting there. So the car weight is supported off the jack stands, and then the jack is holding the diff. And I should be able to just jack that up, slide the blocks in, do everything back up, and it should be sweet. So we'll see how we go. All right, lowering blocks are in, and I'll just give you a look while the wheels are off. I'll show you what they look like. So basically, this used to be bolted to that, and all we've done is put the spacer in there, which lifts the diff up and makes it lower. And then because we've put this in, we've got the longer bolts, because these are the old ones and obviously they're not going to reach. So if you're doing it, whatever size space you do, so this is 50 by 50, but if you went, 50 by 75 or something like that, however high you make it is how much longer you need to make the bolts. So it's extremely simple stuff, but I'm keen to put these wheels on and see how low it is. That is much better. I could probably still go a bit lower, but I'm gonna have to start rolling guards, which I don't want to do just yet. That looks sick. That looks heaps better. I was gonna go 75mm blocks, but I'm glad I only went the 50, because if it was that bit lower, I'd have a few more issues to deal with, but that is 10 times better. All right, I've just had some parts arrive. So we've got a brand new thermostat, bit of gasket glue if we need it. It's a thermostat gasket, and then a brand new water pump. So I've taken the old one out, and yeah, I didn't need to do this, like it still worked, but I figured while I'm doing the thermostat and everything, I'll just replace that. It cost $30, it was next to nothing. So I've taken all that out, cleaned everything up, and I'll start piecing it back together. I've taken the radiator out just so I've got a bit more room, but that's already been flushed. And then I also took the car outside, put the hose in the top of the radiator, and flushed all the water out for a long time to try and clean it as much as I could. And then, yeah, we'll put all this stuff in, put some coolant in it, and hopefully that sorts it all out. But I'll give you a look at this. It is much better than that one. Well, I just took it for a spin up and down the driveway, and I've had it sitting in here running for maybe 20 minutes. And I had a little bit of water come out of the overflow line. But other than that, there's been no water come out anywhere, so I'm pretty happy with all that. Yeah, so all the mechanical's done. All we're waiting on is the brakes, which are on their way, but still a few days out. So I think I'll just finish up and edit this video. And then maybe I can do the brakes in the next video. They magically started working again when I was driving up and down the driveway, but I'm not going to trust it. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do in the next video. I've got to go down to Rare Spares in Adelaide and pick up all my rust repair sections. So I got to do like the lower guards, lower quarters. I've got to replace this rear door, floor pans. So maybe in the next ep, I'll tackle the rust and do the brakes and everything, but I just want to get this thing on the road. I want to take it to a car event, maybe like a Cars and Coffee or something. Yeah, mechanically, it runs, starts, drives. It is killer. I'm really, really happy with it. So I might leave this video here, and I'll see you on the next one.